Now, we appreciate, folks, that money is always tight, and sometimes it's tighter than other times, isn't it? But I believe that the only thing God invites us to do is to test him with our tithe, with our money. He doesn't ask us to test him in anything else other than that. And everything we see, everything that we have the privilege to earn or enjoy is, I believe, a gift from God. It's not mine. I stamp it in my heart, in my mind's eye, not mine. The car, not mine. The house, not mine. You know, the clothes on my back, thankfully mine. But you know what I'm saying, not mine. And he knows what the love of money can do to each one of us. He knows it quickly becomes an idol. It distracts us. It messes with our hearts. And so as a church here, as leaders and members, we've learned from personal experience that giving 10% of our income to the fellowship or intentionally building up to that is something that God really honours. Over 30 or 40 years of doing this, I can tell you, he honours it. When I tithe, I have more money at the end of the month than if I don't. It's God's economy. I can't explain it, but he says, try it. I'm not saying it. God says, test me in this. Try it. You might want to build up to that 10% so that you can live obediently as Christians, as followers, as disciples of him. So God honours us in our careers, our family lives, our discipleship, our relationship with him and his church. And for those of you who faithfully and at times sacrificially do that, thank you. For those of you who have recently started to that, it's good, isn't it? Thank you. And for those of you who are making readjustments to slowly make that budget change, we understand it, but we thank you for making those steps. We'd love for you to talk to Andrew, who does our gift aid. He's on refreshments today, so you might see him running around with a coffee pot if you don't know who Andrew is. But talk to him. Talk about gift aid to him. 25 pence in every pound that the government will give us back free. Now, we all know how much it costs to run a house. We know how much it costs to repair our homes, care for our families, young and old. Multiply that a lot, and you'll realise that it costs a lot to raise a church family. We're not just putting the lights on here. We are raising children of God. We are raising disciples, people who want to follow him and share their faith with others in a way that's sensitive but also effective. So imagine how much it takes to maintain the church house here and generously finance local outreach to unchurched families, which is done every single week on your behalf, and also to give nationally and internationally to mission. Now, if we all gave our 10%, I believe that we would have more than enough. Do you? It makes sense, doesn't it? It's, never mind God's economy. It just makes sense. It's practical. More than enough to operate church really well with no monthly deficits. I don't like being in the red at home, do you? I don't think God's church should be in the red either. So we're looking to you. I look to myself. I look to us as a family as to how we can ensure that God is honoured even in our giving in this place. So from the money you generously and obediently give to Jesus every single week through your tithe to the church, what we're going to be doing in this coming season is that we will be donating each month to a national and an international charity, as well as something a little bit more practical and fun. So we're going to be giving every week, donating every month to UCB, United Christian Broadcasters, okay? It's kind of an umbrella organisation, isn't it? It reaches all sorts of people throughout the UK and beyond. If you've got a word for today, you will end up probably reading stuff that a UCB have helped to produce and distribute. They're really good things. So 2 Christian radio stations, as well as Word for Today Bible notes. They're based in Stoke. They're pretty local. We've had the privilege of being up there as a worship team just recently. They're ministering to leaders with their foundation days. They're ministering to all aspects of society, and we want to be a part of that in a very small, sadly way. But the second is our other missional organisation within our denomination called Elim Missions. It says what it says. It is what it says on the tin. Now, I feel that if we don't support Elim Missions, no one else will they? It's like saying to an Elim church, would you support the AOG missions? Well, it's not going to happen, is it, really? So I feel that it's really important that we do that. Nothing wrong with the AOG missions. They're an incredible organisation. But we will review this in a couple of years, every couple of years. And we all have charities and we all have missions that we are passionate about. But for now, we ask that you consider how you personally support them, as we do, but also that is in addition to our 10% that we give to the church. Does this make sense to you folks? For many of you, it's a reminder. You're already doing it. But I also realise there's lots of new Christians around church today, and that it's important that you know this is what we'll be doing. Now, our third project for this year is something every department of church is getting involved in. And I think that's really important, that the whole church family catches a hold of this. Now, from lip sync battle on the 15th of March to a quiz night, to a Elim Hope no soggy bottom bake-off, to a spag bog lunch, we would like to build friendships, invite friends to join in the fun and raise some funds for a great tier fund project called toilet twinning. Have you ever heard of it? We've got 13 toilets around this building. Thank God for those who volunteer to clean them. That's all I can say. 13 toilets. Here's an introduction to this great project. Let's have a look.
We are using the bush to defecate. Flies are coming from the bush. There were a lot of illnesses. Our children had diarrhea and cholera. They told us we should help ourselves. So we contributed, provided sand, stone, sticks. In fact, we provided the hard labor for digging the hole. As you can see, this is an example. There are others around the town.
We thank God now that we have latrines and clean water.
I say thanks very, very, very much. Thank you.
I hope and pray as time goes on, through the intervention of the church to the local community, wonderful things will happen. I want to thank you.
It's chuckleable. As staff, we have had so many jokes that have gone around, you know. So all I want for Christmas is Lou. Get it? So you'll be amazed at what you'll come up with over the coming season. It's good fun. And I think it's crazy, though, isn't it, in this day and age, that more people have more mobile phones than access to a toilet. The basic essentials to what we would believe life is. Folks, we have 13 toilets around the building, so we would love to twin each one. £60 a toilet. I think we can do even better than that, if I'm really honest with you. I'd like to think that some of our toilets could educate and support a school or a church, and that would be 200. No matter how much we do, we will just keep going for 1 year and try and twin as many toilets. Does this resonate with you? This is easy access stuff, isn't it? So yeah, we can do this. Lip Sync Battle is the first of our fun nights on the 15th of March. I've already signed up for my contribution. We are already sorted. Amazon has got the wigs to me quickly, thankfully, so we can practice. And you may have noticed that around the building are 2 very randomly placed toilets. Have you seen them? You were thinking, what has happened here? What kind of church have I arrived in this morning? We would love for you to randomly tell your children that this is not where they find their pocket money, okay? This is not for their use. Please do not use these toilets. You think I'm daft? My husband used to work for B&Q, and people used to go in the areas of display. I tell you this, so please, I know you are not those people, so please don't. Please, Please do not make a deposit. Make a donation, all right? It's a great place to spend a penny or even a pound. Okay, a simple all-access project for us all. So please put your spare change in the toilet as you leave, either on a Sunday or through the week at the Sash Street entrance as well. Lovely. I think we can do this. It's already raising a little bit of laughter and fun amongst the church. So 3 new projects for this year. UCB, great organisation. Elim Missions with missionaries and global partners all around the world. And then the toilet twinning project.